The American political landscape is no stranger to controversy. From heated debates on Capitol Hill to the fervent rallies across the nation, the air is often thick with tension and uncertainty. But few moments have been as jarring as the recent release of the Robert Hur audio tape. This tape has not only captured the attention of the media, but has also sparked intense discussions among the public. This tape, containing excerpts from then-President Biden's interview during the classified documents investigation, has sent shockwaves through the nation. The content of the tape has raised eyebrows and questions about the transparency of the investigation. The recordings reveal a man struggling to articulate his thoughts, his voice halting and uncertain. These moments of hesitation have been dissected by analysts, each pause and stutter scrutinized for deeper meaning. For many, the tapes confirmed long-held suspicions about Biden's cognitive state. The public's reaction has been mixed, with some expressing concern and others feeling vindicated in their doubts. Whispers about his age and mental acuity had plagued his presidency, often dismissed by supporters as partisan attacks. Yet, the tapes have brought these whispers to the forefront, making them impossible to ignore. The Hur tapes, however, painted a different picture. They have provided a rare, unfiltered glimpse into the pressures and challenges faced by a sitting president. The timing of the release, mere months after the tumultuous 2024 election, has only intensified the scrutiny. The nation, still reeling from the election's aftermath, now finds itself grappling with new revelations. Biden's withdrawal from the race, following a disastrous debate performance, now appears in a new light. The tapes have added a layer of complexity to his decision, suggesting that there may have been more at play than just a poor debate showing. The tapes have also thrust Vice President Kamala Harris into a political maelstrom. Her role and decisions during the investigation are now under intense scrutiny, with many questioning her loyalty and judgment. Her staunch defense of Biden during the document investigation now rings hollow to some, raising questions about her judgment and political future. The political landscape is shifting, and Harris finds herself at a crossroads. The Hur tapes are not just a recording of the past. They are an unsettling echo reverberating into the future of American politics. As the nation grapples with these revelations, the true impact of the tapes remains to be seen. To fully grasp the weight of the Hur tapes, we must revisit the events leading up to their release. It began in late 2023 with the discovery of classified documents from Biden's time as vice president. These documents, found in a private office and later his Delaware home, sparked an immediate firestorm. Attorney General Merrick Garland appointed Robert Hur as special counsel to investigate. Hur's role was to determine if Biden mishandled classified information and if there was any obstruction of justice. As part of his investigation, Hur interviewed President Biden in October 2023. Months later, in February 2024, Hur released his report. While he did not recommend charges against Biden, his report included a troubling observation. Hur described Biden's memory as poor and noted the president's difficulty recalling specific details about the documents and their handling. The release of the Hur report, with its pointed remarks about Biden's mental state, sent shockwaves through Washington. Republicans were quick to seize on the report as evidence of Biden's unfitness for office. Democrats, however, largely circled the wagons. Then Vice President Kamala Harris was among Biden's most vocal defenders. In a fiery press conference, she decried Hur's comments as gratuitous, inaccurate, and inappropriate. Harris argued that Biden remained a sharp and effective leader, pointing to his handling of the recent Hamas attack on Israel as proof. Harris's defense was forceful and unwavering. She argued that focusing on Biden's memory was a distraction from his accomplishments in office. She urged the American people to judge Biden on his actions, not on partisan attacks. At the time, her defense resonated with many Democrats eager to shield their president from criticism. The shadow of the Hur report, however, loomed large over the 2024 presidential election. This report, which had raised significant questions about Biden's handling of classified documents, was a cloud that refused to dissipate. As Biden embarked on his re-election campaign, questions about his age and cognitive abilities became impossible to ignore. His frequent gaffes and moments of apparent confusion were fodder for critics and late-night comedians alike. These concerns were only amplified when Biden faced off against Donald Trump in the first presidential debate. The nation watched with bated breath, hoping for a strong performance from the incumbent president. The debate was, to put it mildly, a disaster for Biden. He seemed unprepared and overwhelmed by the aggressive tactics employed by Trump. He appeared confused and disoriented at times, struggling to articulate his points. His reliance on notes only seemed to underscore his lack of confidence. He stumbled over words and lost his train of thought. Each pause and misstep was magnified under the harsh lights of the debate stage. Trump, despite his own history of gaffes and falsehoods, appeared sharper and more energetic in comparison. His confidence was palpable, and it resonated with his base. The debate performance sent shockwaves through the Biden campaign. Advisors and staffers were left scrambling to control the damage and reassure supporters. What had been whispered in private was now being debated openly on cable news and social media. The narrative of Biden's potential decline was gaining traction. Was Biden simply having a bad night, or was this evidence of a more serious decline? The question lingered in the minds of many. The answer, for many voters, was becoming increasingly clear. The debate had left an indelible mark, and its repercussions would be felt throughout the campaign. The fallout from the debate was swift and brutal. Biden's poll numbers, already shaky, plummeted further. Democratic donors began to quietly shift their support to other potential candidates. The sense of inevitability that had surrounded Biden's re-election bid began to evaporate. Just weeks after the disastrous debate, Biden made a stunning announcement. He was withdrawing from the 2024 presidential race. Citing his age and a desire to spend more time with his family, Biden insisted his decision was not driven by health concerns. Few, however, believed that to be the whole story. Biden's withdrawal left the Democratic Party in disarray. With the election just months away, they were suddenly faced with the daunting task of finding a new candidate to challenge Trump. The party, already fractured by internal divisions, now faced an existential crisis. Section 6. The fallout begins. Biden's withdrawal from the race did little to quell the storm surrounding his cognitive abilities. In fact, it only intensified the scrutiny. The release of the Hur tapes in early 2025, with their audio evidence of Biden's struggles, poured gasoline on an already raging fire. Republicans, emboldened by Trump's victory in the 2024 election, were relentless in their attacks. They accused Biden's team of a cover-up, suggesting they had deliberately concealed the extent of his cognitive decline from the American people. The calls for investigations and hearings grew louder. Democrats, meanwhile, found themselves in an increasingly untenable position. Defending Biden had become politically radioactive, yet acknowledging the seriousness of his condition would mean admitting they had nominated and supported a man unfit for office. Section 7. Harris's Dilemma. Perhaps no one has been more impacted by the release of the Hur tapes than Kamala Harris. Her unwavering defense of Biden during the document investigation now looks misguided at best, willfully ignorant at worst. The tapes, with their undeniable evidence of Biden's struggles, have cast a long shadow over her judgment. Harris, who has maintained a relatively low profile since the 2024 election, now finds herself in a precarious position. She is a leading contender for the Democratic nomination in 2028, but the ghosts of the Biden years threaten to haunt her campaign. Can she reconcile her past defense of Biden with the undeniable evidence of his decline? Will voters hold her complicit in what some are calling a cover-up? These are questions that Harris will need to address head-on if she hopes to capture the presidency. Section 8. A Future Uncertain. The release of the Hur tapes has left American politics at a crossroads. It has reignited the debate about presidential age and cognitive fitness, raising uncomfortable questions about how we assess and address these issues. It has also exposed deep divisions within the Democratic Party, leaving its future uncertain. For Kamala Harris, the path forward is fraught with challenges. She must navigate the wreckage of the Biden presidency while also establishing her own identity and vision for the future. The weight of history is heavy, but so too is the opportunity before her. Can she learn from the mistakes of the past and chart a new course for the Democratic Party? Can she convince a skeptical electorate that she is the leader for a new generation? Only time will tell. Section 9. Echoes of the Past, Shadows of the Future. The story of the Hur tapes is not just about Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. It delves deeper into the intricate web of political dynamics and the personal struggles that come with holding power. It is a cautionary tale about the fragility of power, the importance of transparency, and the ethical dilemmas faced by those in leadership, and the enduring allure of denial. The tapes reveal how easily truth can be obscured and how denial can become a powerful tool. It is a reminder that even in the digital age, where information is at our fingertips, some secrets have a way of coming to light, no matter how carefully they are buried. The digital footprint is indelible, no matter how carefully they are buried. The past has a way of resurfacing, often when least expected. As we move forward, we must grapple with the questions raised by this episode. What lessons can we learn from these revelations? How do we balance the demands of leadership with the realities of aging? The challenges are multifaceted and require nuanced solutions. How do we ensure accountability without resorting to ageism or exploitation? These are critical issues that demand our attention. These are not easy questions, but they are questions we can no longer afford to ignore. The future of our political landscape depends on it, but they are questions we can no longer afford to ignore. The echoes of the past are all around us. The echoes of the past are all around us, reminding us of the stakes involved. They serve as a constant reminder of the consequences of our actions, reminding us of the stakes involved. The shadows of the future loom large. The shadows of the future loom large, urging us to proceed with caution and wisdom. Our decisions today will shape the world of tomorrow, urging us to proceed with caution and wisdom. The choices we make today will determine the course of American politics for generations to come. The choices we make today will determine the course of American politics for generations to come. Let us choose wisely with an eye on both the past and the future.